Right.
Sorry.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. We're gonna call our Wednesday, May 6th Staff Senate meeting to order. Why am I echoing? All right, first thing we'll call order or roll call.
Good morning, Senator Adams.
Here.
Second. Senator Ashby on Zoom, I think.
Here, yes.
Senator Bailey. Senator Bartley. Senator Basham.
Here.
Senator Bryant.
Here.
Senator Coyle. Regent Hammonds, I see is on Zoom. Yeah, there's not. Senator Hess.
Here.
Senator Hopwood.
Barely.
Senator Hughes.
Here.
Senator Jenkins.
Here.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Jones. Senator Lowe. Senator Hopkins. Myself. Senator Ray.
Here.
Senator Spittler.
He's coming down the hill right now.
And Chair Vanderpool. And Senator Werner.
Awesome.
We're done. Thank you.
Okay, all right, next, our agenda and last month's meeting were sent electronically. Do we have any adjustments or objections? No, all right, we're gonna consider those accepted. All right, we start off our meetings with our Christopher Ware Staff Star Award.
All right, good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce one of our most meaningful recognitions, the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. This award was created in honor of Christopher Ware, whose dedication, passion, and exceptional service have left a lasting impact on our university. The Staff Star Award is designated to celebrate those individuals who consistently go above and beyond in their roles, demonstrating outstanding commitment, teamwork, and excellence. These individuals embody the spirit of service that Chris represented, and through their hard work and dedication, they inspire us all. This month's recipients have made remarkable contributions that have made a significant difference for our students and our colleagues. It is with great admiration that we recognize their efforts, and we are truly grateful for the energy and the passion that they bring to their roles. We will start today by recognizing Reese Pratt. Reese is a residence hall director in the WKU Housing and Residence Life Department. He was nominated by Kirsten Hooks, and I will read Kirsten's nomination remarks, and then I'd like to invite, which one of you is coming up again? Okay, like to invite Doug. Doug, thank you. Doug up to speak. So I will now read Kirsten's nomination remarks for Reese Pratt. I am recommending Reese for this recognition because he embodies what it means to be dependable, engaged, and community-centered member of our Housing and Residence Life team. Reese is consistently present, visible, and willing to step in wherever support is needed. He volunteers for projects, assists with new initiatives, and is often one of the first to offer his help when the department is working on something innovative or time-sensitive. His reliability has made him a trusted go-to person across multiple teams. Reese's dependability is unmatched. Despite running two busy buildings, including the Kentucky Street Apartments and still new Center Hall, he completes every task effectively, efficiently, and with strong attention to detail. You never have to follow up with him. He follows through the first time and delivers work that reflects both pride and professionalism. His ability to manage competing responsibilities while maintaining a high standard of work is truly impressive. In addition to his work ethic, Reese is genuinely personable and relatable. He knows his team and his residents well, taking time to build meaningful connections and investing in others. His friendly, easygoing presence makes him someone people enjoy working with, and his approachability strengthens the sense of community among staff and students alike. Reese enhances every space he steps into. Through his willingness to help, he is consistent and dependable, and he has authentic care for people. For these reasons, I am proud to nominate him for this recognition. And now I'd like to invite Doug up to share a few words with us. Thank you.
The thing on the sides of awkward walking away across. Hi, everyone, my name is Tate. I'm the interim director of health and operations. I had the privilege of serving as research supervisor. We first joined this back last semester. And I remember making a phone call like, hey, Reese, we want to offer you a job. By the way, we're opening this new building. You want to take a stab at? So he was instrumental in converting Hyatt into City Hall. And just has since that day shown considerable innovation, intuitiveness, and problem solving skills, which are a lot of things that come up. And Reese is always going to do us with a solution first, which I really love. And like Kirsten said, he has just been super dependable and has a sense of initiative responsibility that's really worth crushing in your roles. So thanks.
Thank you. So we'll present on that side. So we'll make you walk in.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you take that.
I don't know.
Thank you. Okay, our next two awardees were not able to make it today. They both had something unexpected come up. But we do want to go ahead and publicly recognize them for this award, and then we'll invite them back next month to receive the award in person. So our next nominee that we're awarding is Jenny Clausen. Jenny is an office coordinator for the WKU Biology Department. She was nominated by Madonna May. I will be reading Madonna's nomination remarks, and then I will also be reading some comments that were provided by her supervisor, Dr. Doug McElroy. So here are Madonna's nomination remarks. I have worked with Jenny for several years, and even more so since I transitioned to my new position in the chemistry department. She, like so many others, are the WKU example of a great employee. She is there when you need her. She knows her position and how to get things done. When I started my new position, she was helping place orders through purchasing until I had gained all my access to complete my duties. Even though it took time away from her, she was always helpful in making sure my department things were ordered. It is things like this that makes great BKU employees. There are so many times that employees are never recognized for their value. Even when you are mentioning to your supervisor saying, I hope I am of value to the department, but never receiving any feedback and receiving only a blank stare. Jenny is valuable, and I wanted her to be recognized for that. So those are Madonna's nomination remarks. And next I'll transition to read her supervisor, Doug McElroy's comments. I'm really happy that Jenny Clausen is being recognized as a staff star. She is truly a star. I think it is exceptionally noteworthy and maybe pathetic on my part that she was nominated for this award by a colleague rather than the department. But nevertheless, she is highly deserving. Jenny is the office coordinator in the Department of Biological Sciences. She is the most valuable, actually invaluable member of our department. I trust her judgment and her decisions implicitly, and I rely heavily on her good counsel. Jenny serves the entire department, which comes with its own challenges and opportunities. As any of you who work with faculty know, it can be a challenging dynamic to navigate. Kind of like taking a troop of scouts on a weekend excursion. You must simultaneously recognize their good intentions, but always be wary of teenage impulsivity and decision-making. Provide a meaningful and supportive experience while educating for the future, and always bring them home safe. Jenny manages these human dynamics with a deft hand. So those are his remarks. Let's give her a round of applause. Lastly, but certainly not least, we want to recognize for our third Christopher Ware Staff Star Award, Bethany Smith. Bethany is the director of Trio Upward Bound and Educational Opportunities Center. She was nominated by her supervisor, Dr. Brian Broush, Unfortunately, Bethany is unable to be with us this morning, so I would like to read Dr. Broush's nomination remarks. I would like to recognize Bethany Smith for her exceptional leadership and dedication to WKU TRIO programs, Upward Bound and Educational Opportunity Center, and the students that we serve. Mrs. Smith is an outstanding advisor, mentor, and advocate who consistently goes above to support first generation and underrepresented students in their pursuit of higher education. As a director of the Educational Opportunity Center, Bethany leads her team with a vision and compassion, helping hundreds of students and families each year navigate college admissions, financial aid, academic planning. Her commitment to individualized support ensures that every person receives the guidance they need to access and succeed in higher education. Her dedication was especially evident this past summer when an unexpected vacancy arose in the Upward Bound program. Without hesitation, Bethany stepped into the interim director role during our 5-week residential academy while continuing her work with the EOC. She quickly earned the trust of staff and students, creating a dynamic and supportive experience for our pre-college participants. Balancing 2 leadership roles required extraordinary effort and skill, yet she carried both with grace and effectiveness. Bethany is also deeply respected across the South Central Kentucky region for her ability to connect with students, her ability to connect students with resources and build strong partnerships with schools and community organizations. She is known not only for her professionalism and work ethic, but also for her genuine compassion and care. As her supervisor, I feel truly fortunate to work alongside Bethany. She embodies the spirit of one WKU and reminds us daily of the impact of one committed professional can have. She ensures that every student she encounters feels encouraged, supported, and empowered to succeed in the classroom and beyond. Let's give a round of applause. All right. Well, thank you all for helping us to recognize these three great staff members today. Again, we will present Bethany and Jenny their awards next month. And I would like to conclude by saying that if you work with someone who goes above and beyond and deserves to be recognized, please fill out our nomination form that's located on the Staff Senate website. And I also want to acknowledge for those of you that have submitted nominations or wondering if they will be awarded. We are awarding those, but we have the good problem of having several nominations. So thank you for submitting those, and we encourage you to continue to do so. And like Dr. McElroy was saying, whether it's the supervisor or a staff member, I think it's definitely impactful when your supervisor nominates you, but I think having a fellow staff member nominate you, it really speaks to the work that you do. So thank you all.
We're now to that portion of our meeting where we have a guest speaker. I think one of the most important things that Staff Senate can do is to shed some light on the work of our campus partners here at WKU and make available to staff the information of what they do, how they help students, and how we can all work together. So this month, we're very fortunate to have TRIO come to speak with us. And to give a presentation about the work that TRIO does, we have Lindsay and Jimmy. Thank you very much.
Really quickly, just to get a sense of who's in the audience, how many of y'all work directly with students? Cool, a few. And then I also, while I have a chance, wanted to say congrats to those who were recently nominated, elected, or re-elected to Staff Senate.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jimmy Martin.
I'm Lindsay Houchin.
I'm Project Director for Student Support Services Disabilities.
And I'm the Director of TRIO Student Support Services. We sometimes call it Classic.
So if that's not confusing, I will promise to make it even more confusing as we go through this presentation. So we're here representing TRIO programs today. Who's familiar with TRIO? Well, a couple, several. Yeah, good. Yeah, kid, we know you're familiar with it. We send people back and forth all the time.
Well, I'm a product of TRIO too. So.
Forget that.
So, short story. I was at a national TRIO conference And they're showing this video of like Trio alumni and stuff like that. And I see Kent. He's up there like giving like being interviewed and like talking about like all the great stuff. I was like, I didn't even know. So Kent has been a great advocate for us for several years. So in short, Trio is a set of federal programs that help students who identify as first generation, Pell Grant eligible or limited income, depending on the definition, and students with a documented disability. So if we look at kind of like the timeline of Trio started way back in 1964, right? It came to WKU for the first time in 1980, which was the SSS program, the original Trio program here at WKU. And that gets us all the way up into where we have 7 total Trio programs now that serve any regional student from middle school all the way through college. So we have multiple different programs that serve different populations of students. Sorry, I'm just making sure I have the right slide. Yes. On the next slide here, you can see that about 30% of all WKU students are first generation, right? So this is why these kind of programs are super important, because this is a huge chunk of our student population that could qualify potentially for services. As we're looking at like our staff, obviously Dr. Sales, Dean of Students, our boss's boss, Dr. Brian Broush is the Executive Director of Trio, but Dr. Broush, Jennifer McWhirter, and Dr. Denise Hardesty are all directors of what is called talent search programs. Now, these are high school facing programs and even some into middle school, where they go into the local school systems and they recruit students who are first generation, limited income, who have potential to go to college, right? So they're in everywhere from Hart County all the way to Warren County and this kind of general region of Kentucky in different schools. Anything you want to add on talent search? Okay. They're a great feeder program. They don't specifically recruit for WKU. Let me be sure in case a programming officer ever watches this. But they do help create a pipeline for these students to get into college wherever they choose to go. The last person on there is Bethany Smith, who is receiving the Staff Star Award. So great timing on that. Good job, you guys. Bethany is both the director of Upward Bound, which also focuses on high school students and helping them get a upward bound towards college. You see the, come on, I got to get some kind of engagement. Like that was worth a little bit of a laugh. Bethany is also the director of the Equal Opportunity Center, and that focuses on helping adult learners from 18 on up get access to education, higher education. And then we have the programs that traditionally focus on our college students. So we've got our SSS programs, Bethany with EOC, but we also have Mark Hamilton, who is in charge of Veterans Upward Bound. Kent, I'm sure that you and Mark work very closely in helping veterans get access to higher education and be supported while they're at college. Both Lindsay and my program, we focus primarily, my program focuses only on students with a documented disability. Let me say it that way, right? So if you're working with any student or you're talking to somebody and they mention they're connected to SARC, right? Or they mention that they got accommodations in high school. My program can help provide additional support services to help them be more successful, right? I want to say very clearly, we are not SARC. SSSD does not equal SARC. We work in tandem with them to provide support services. So SARC will provide the accommodations, SSSD will provide the support services. If you want to get really technical, call it the scaffolding of success, and it sounds real jazzy on paper and students seem to recognize what that means, and it works. But what both of our offices do is we provide anything related to academic support. We help with financial support, whether it's through grants, financial aid, financial education. We give them career opportunities where we're going to grad schools or industry tours or bringing in different speakers to talk about different professional development topics. And we just provide overarching support for the student so that they can be as successful as possible in college. Anything on SSS?
I'll jump in with just a couple of things. One thing that I always want to clarify when I have a chance is the designation of first generation college student. Sometimes students don't think they are because a parent has earned an associate's degree, so a 2-year degree, or an older sibling, sometimes younger sibling, has already earned a bachelor's degree. So think about it in terms of generations, right? If you ever hear students say, oh, that's not me, just make sure they know exactly what that is, because we meet students all the time who say, I wish I'd known that I qualified for this program. It really could have been helpful for me. So just to add on, Jimmy told you a little bit about their program. We do work really closely together. It helps that we're friends. I ignored his phone calls though. He likes to give me a hard time about that. Anyway, if the rest of Trio did not look familiar, it's because we are not here on this central part of campus. We are in Jones-Jaggers Hall. And if you tell a student, go find Trio, and they look up Jones-Jaggers Hall, they're going to be like, where's that? So I would encourage you to send them by email, because we're always happy to come meet them somewhere up here like DSU or the Commons to learn a little bit more.
My office, our SSSD, we are even more confusingly located within SARC. So it is kind of layer upon layer of confusion sometimes for our students of who does what and how to separate it. But yes, so we are the only Trio program that is not located in Jones-Jaggers.
I want to go to the next. Wow. So we've clarified some of this already. I think it's helpful to give just a couple of examples of exactly how we serve some of the students who are within our program. So our first priority is always going to be academic support. So for example, I've been essentially tutoring a student in a subject I did not study because we're determined to get a passing grade on that final exam. We also offer financial support because we know that so often finances are the reason students are not continuing with their education. And so that can look like FAFSA support. We've got additional grant aid that our students can apply for, both within our program and in the state. We just had a state winner out of our SSS program. Then the professional support you heard a little bit about from Jimmy, especially, where that support is helping them identify careers that they're interested in, figure out what to do next if they decide that that career I thought I was interested in is not for me after all, and also connect to people within that field and see that work in context so that they can really build their confidence to go toward that career. On here, you'll also see priority. We do give priority to students who maybe are first generation and Pell eligible, or first generation and have a registered disability. And that's just because, kind of good news, kind of bad news, we do have a capacity that we stay at. So we want to look for the students who we can maybe help the most and be that difference maker, but we'll always welcome students who have a once-off question that we can help with.
Just to answer to that capacity, SSSD, we can serve up to 100.
And we're 250.
Yeah, and our programming specialists in DC, they don't like us to go a whole lot over, so it's not like you're gonna see me serving 300 students, even though, just for example, there are over 2,000 students with a documented disability on file with the university.
All right, so we've been talking a little bit about this. I'm gonna give Jimmy a chance to shout out some student stories and experiences because he's got pictures up here, and then I might jump in with some examples as well.
Yeah, so one of the most appealing things that our students like to participate in is our trips. So both of these pictures here are from trips that we have taken to Miami with our students. Like Lindsay said, our primary function is to help get the students to graduation. That's our job, right? So part of that is helping them have extracurricular experiences that help build professional skills necessary to be successful both in the classroom and beyond. So when we go to Miami or LA, we are taking students to professional development conferences so that they can meet and network with other people in their industries they're interested in, but also students from across the country so they can build support networks for themselves as well.
A lot of the main services that we offer and that we connect with students on are on our one-on-one coaching. Both our programs do a lot of that, whether it's meeting individually with a student in person, on Zoom, over the phone, an email exchange, whatever format the student is comfortable in or is accessible in, that's what we will do to try and meet the student wherever they are.
Yeah, we like to say we're a one-stop shop for
Yes.
support, because you know that campus is like a small city. And if you don't know what's out there and who's out there, then you don't take advantage of all of the resources and opportunities. So we just want to be that place to land. We too do some educational and purposeful travel. So coming up in a few weeks, we're taking a group to New Orleans. We're going to be focused on a few educational experiences, but we're also going to do things like eat new foods. Most of our students have never flown before, so this is a really cool world building experience. Plus they get that sense of belonging because they get to know each other, as well as visit a graduate school, do a swamp tour to learn about the receding, what's that called? Coastline. Yeah.
Probably 2 skips on the slides because it's just QR codes. This is a presentation we do for students. We're just repurposing it to one-on-one. Here's some testimonials about our students. I'll let you read it. But the long and the short of it is our students do graduate at a much higher rate. Let me put that into a little bit of context because that just sounds like a talking point, right? In SSSD, for this graduating class, we have over 30 students that are graduating from SSSD either in December that just happened or that will graduate this week from our program. 40% of those students will go into a master's program of some sort, either here or at another university. Currently, WKU, students who are in their master's program to identify as first generation, limited income and disability makes up less than 1% of our current graduate population. So if I'm sending 40% of my graduating class to grad school, we are by far making a huge difference in what our students are experiencing and getting other opportunities beyond your traditional undergrad experience. And this is just more opportunities. We partner with the First Generation College to Career Conference. It's a great conference. April McCauley and Sierra Waller just sent a couple of students to that conference this past couple weeks ago. In that first picture, the student that's in the striped dress, that is Chelsea Cottrell. She actually won a national medal for being a first generation student. And she was inducted into a Lifetime Society of First Generation Graduates presented by the First Generation. So our students are really taking advantage of these opportunities and building skills that a lot of other students don't have the opportunity to get.
Okay, so the slide you've been waiting for is the contact information, and thanks for your attention. Couple of things that I want to clarify. Again, if you're looking for the TRIO programs that support current college students, that's going to be SSS Classic, SSSD, and possibly EOC, so the team that Bethany leads. I also want to say that some of you may be interested in exploring the financial pathway to higher education, and EOC, Bethany's team, is critical help for that. She's all about helping you figure out what that might look like. So if you ever have any questions, big or small, we get all kinds. I promise you, yours is not the weirdest. Reach out to us and we'll be glad to help.
Any questions today before we break?
Are you always at capacity?
Short answer, yes. Long answer, no. Like we can always add students, like, so we do serve more than the number. Please don't send this to our programming officer, but it's because it gives us a buffer zone, right? So if I know I have to hit 100, I may have 110, 115 that I'm actively working with. Then we only submit 100 names to the government to say these were all of the students that we served more than what is the minimum requirements. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So think about this too. So we're funded by the Department of Education. And part of a student's enrollment in our program is that they will be tracked for several years by us, but also by the governmental systems. So that's part of the assessment that he's talking about, where we often over recruit. We want to help as many as we can without limiting the support that we would give those grant program participants. But it's a blurry line, right? We're never going to turn somebody away if they're looking for help.
I was just wondering, how. I assume you want to track them from like freshmen on or enrollment on, but like if you have somebody that's an upperclassman that is struggling, we can send them to you.
Mhm.
I frequently will take on even last semester seniors just to try and get them across the finish line.
Yeah, I have one of those I'm working with right now, who just has a lot of reasons that she took a big gap before she came back to finish her degree. And we admitted her this year. We're getting her to that finish line, whatever it takes.
Thank you.
And we're always open to partner. So if there's any project that your office is working on and you would like to work with our students, we'd be more than happy to help. I know we have partnered with the library before to work on the sensory kit projects as well as the
Sensory room.
sensory room. Yes, thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we move on to our business. For reports, let's see, I'm first. The president was out of town for our last meeting, so I did not get to meet with him, and the BEC meeting was canceled. Herb, do you have anything to,
Previous BEC meeting, we went over, projected budget stuff and strategies that some are gonna try, and that's pretty much it. The state did restore the, $1.57 million in funding that they took. They restored at the last minute, so that was what the majority of the meeting was about.
right, Jordan, do you have anything?
No report.
Morgan?
No report.
Ooh, it's gonna go quick. John?
Down here.
Okay. Kent?
Or
Andrea, you got numbers?
I do, I have an actual. Just our statement of our indexes, our EEG index, there's a typo in last month's report, that's on me. So our starting balance is actually $1,549.51. No additions, no deductions, and the balance is the same. Starting balance for our Staff Senate Excellence Fund is $2,225.12. No additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same. Our book scholarship fund, starting balance $1,969.84. No additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same.
Alrighty. Okay.
That is the extent of my
Dan?
report.
Jennifer?
I'll save my report for after the board meeting tomorrow. The
Okay.
next one.
All right, SGA, you all have anything for us?
Hello, everybody. I'm officially the lame duck, so I'm all the way out of here. Fun to talk to and always have good advice and good questions. I appreciate you all. This is Caden. He's gonna be taking my spot. So Caden, if you want to say anything.
Sure. As Rush mentioned, my name is Caden Lucas. I'm a junior on the hill, so I'll be this summer stepping into the student body president role. So I'm excited to get to work with you all. And always feel free to contact me. Rush has that information. I'll make sure you all have it as well. If I can ever do anything for help, appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Cool. Okay, Susan, do you have anything to add?
I don't think so, not this meeting.
I don't know, the year is winding down. We are getting in summer mode.
Well, no, not really, but.
Okay, all right, then we'll move on to old business. Do we have any old business? Okay, new business. We
I
do
have
have
new
new
business.
business, yes.
I have some upcoming expenses that I needed before to get approved for our workshop that is next month. It's all day. Everybody, please plan on being there, but we are taking you to lunch. That should be about $350. And then also, as part of that, I will be ordering our new staff student shirts for our incoming senators, and that should be anywhere from $200 to $300, depending on how many you order. So a proposal to spend $650 in the next month on upcoming expenses.
Make a motion, we pay the bills.
Seconded.
Thank you so much, and I will work on getting the staff shirts ordered with our new people and move forward with that. And hopefully we can have them in time for June, if not June, definitely July.
Perfect.
Good too. All right, any other new business?
Just have a comment from the meet and greet. I thought was pretty cool. Dean Brown, David Brown, I believe it is, up from Hawkins. Me and him were just kind of chit chatting. He made the comment that he was at his previous institution for over 25 years and was never once recognized for any years of service that he did at that institution. And he was tickled to death to get recognition for 5 years of service here at WKU. So I just thought that was pretty cool.
Good to hear. Okay, any public comments? Didn't think so. All right, and I didn't have any announcements we're winding down, so. Okay, all right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, let's call this done. All right. All right, everybody enjoy, commencement, come cheer on our graduates.